For BamaCentral, this is 3 and Out. I'm Christopher Walsh. We're talking Joey Blackwell and Katie Wyndham. It's the first day of practice for the 2022 season. So, two-part question for everybody. Who are you most looking forward to seeing on the field? And who are you most looking forward to talking to and hearing from? Katie, we'll start with you.
Well, for me, it kind of goes hand in hand in a way. You know, somebody like a Bryce Young might seem like an obvious answer, but talking to Bryce is one of the most poised guys. He doesn't give away a ton. So as a media writer, he's not always the most exciting person for us to talk to. But a group I'm looking forward to seeing, even though we'll see how much the media actually gets to see this fall, but is the offensive line. And there's sometimes, on the beat, not notice the most exciting interviews either, but I think this is going to be one of the key position groups for the Crimson Tide. Nick Saban talked about at SEC Media Days that it doesn't matter how good Bryce Young is if he doesn't have a good surrounding cast around him. And so I think it's going to be key to hear from the offensive line, whether that's Emil Ekiyor or Darian Dow-Corder, whoever wins that center position battle, just kind of how that unit is gelling and how things are working out, because that's going to be an important group. That's the foundation of how the whole offense runs from. And so that's a position group and people that I'm looking forward to seeing and hearing as we enter into fall camp this week.
Yeah, and for myself, I got to give it to a guy that we haven't talked to yet since transferring to Alabama this offseason, and that's running back Jahmyr Gibbs from Georgia Tech. Listen, everybody's been excited about Jahmyr Gibbs. We've heard a lot about him. We've seen him on the field during spring practice. He won the A-Day MVP for a reason. The guy is looking to perform really well on Alabama's offense, but obviously him being a transfer, we haven't heard from him yet. So hopefully over the next couple of weeks here, we'll get to talk with him, get his opinions on Alabama, what attracted him to the Crimson Tide program, as well as how he's gelled in with that, being behind this Alabama offensive line that Katie referred to, as well as, working with the other running backs and working in the SEC and on an SEC offense for the first time in his career. So really looking forward to seeing what Jahmyr Gibbs has to say about his experience at Alabama, and looking forward to watching him on the practice field as well.
I'm going to kind of go a little bit in the same theme, if you will. But Tyler Harrell, there was a lot of hype about him coming to Alabama, and we really haven't heard anything since he got here. So I want to see how that transition's going. I want to see him on the field. I want to see if he's really as fast as they say. And just, I want to hear what guys are saying about him. But the guy that I really want to kind of talk to is Eli Ricks. Here's a guy who went from LSU to Alabama. Probably the two best schools in the nation at DBU. Quite an interesting move, and we've heard that the transition's been a little bit more than he kind of expected, and Nick Saban defense, that's totally understandable. But I want to hear exactly why he decided to come to Tuscaloosa, and I bet he has some very interesting answers. With 3 and Out, I'm Christopher Walsh. Thanks for being here.